Hi, I'm Anthony Michael. And as we get older, and we all do by the way, it started to occur to me that maybe there's something in my life, well, I know for sure there's something in my life, maybe a couple of things, that if I had the opportunity, if I were given the opportunity, I would do over. And as I thought about it, I thought, well, what would it be? Would I want to be an actor? Would I want to go in medicine? Would I work in radio? What would it be? What is it that I feel passionate about? Because look, the reality is I'm not getting any younger. So my opportunity, the window of opportunity for me and for millions of others closes daily, right? For sure. Because as you know, we get closer to mortality. And I don't mean to sound morbid about it, but it's truth. So as passionate as I might be about something, somebody else is passionate about something else. And the purpose of the show, Do-Over, is to give participants, and I don't want to confuse participants with contestants, because contestants are battling it out. They're going head up. They're in the green room, they're dissing each other, they're talking trash. This is more a journey, and hence participants. So as we go through this, we have 4 different participants, and each one of them will go through their own trials and go through their own difficulties, but they will be paired up with people in that profession that are considered experts in that profession. And so at the end of the 6 to 8 week season, they will be informed that, you know what? Yeah, this is something that maybe you could have done if the circumstances were different. If the planets, the moon, and the stars would have lined up differently, maybe you could have been a great actor. And you know what? To be honest with you, I think closure is a wonderful thing, because at least it then allows us to move on. And I think that any therapist would tell you the same thing. So if you're presented with the notion that you could have done it if things were different, well, then that closure may give you a peace of mind. And on the other hand, you may be told, look, you would not have been very good at this. This was not something that would have been suited for your talent. And it's probably a good idea you took that fork in the road and went to the right. And again, what is that? Well, it's closure. And I think that gives you a great sense of being. It gives you a peacefulness, if you will, and then you can move on in your life and enjoy the rest of your life. And so I think it's important that we specify and we differentiate, again, participant, contestant. And this is a journey of each individual's quest, if you will, for whatever it is that they feel compelled and passionate enough to pursue.